All right, we can get into the haul. Again, didn't get too much film, just specifically showed the boxes I really just kind of looked through. Just wanted to show the shop aloft a little bit. The guy working in there is not the actual owner of the shop today, so I don't want to be like disrespectful and film if they're not sure if the owner's cool with it or not. So yeah, got a really good pick that I'll show last, and then just a couple other ones. I think if you're gonna walk around and film comic shops, you should like at least buy something instead of just using it for content. But again, that's just me. And you can do whatever the fuck you want. The only thing that sucks is the stickers they use on the front of the plastic is kind of hard to get off sometimes if it's been sitting on there for a long time. I wish they just put them in the back. I've been to comic shops where they put the prices on the back, but start off the first one with this cool little Batman Who Laughs. I am a sucker for anything Batman Who Laughs. It's just my jam. If you check out the actual omnibus, the Dark Knight's Metal, it's all really cool stories. So, and again, I'm only talking in this one because the last one someone complained that they wanted dialogue. I think me talking about comics is kind of like boring if all I'm doing is showing the covers, but I mean, I'll give a little dialogue, bro. It's all good. Of course, today it's mostly all just, I'll show the last couple little things I got from that Spider-Man booth as well. Yeah, another Batman Who Laughs. You see the price on the front. Buying local is cool. Just know that when you do buy local, it's gonna be a little bit of an inflated price for certain stuff. Maybe if you compare it to other stuff that is sold or not, which is totally fine. I mean, you can't be the support local guy and then get mad at the local prices. Now, I get there is a line to draw in the sand where supporting local, you kind of meet that threshold of where supporting local might start hurting you. And if it's going to hurt you, then no, obviously you can't. But if you are the support local guy, you gotta, respect those prices. They got a lot of overhead, taxes, payroll tax, employee. I mean, a lot of work goes into owning a comic shop. People just don't realize. So, you either support it or you don't. Got some pretty good Uncanny X-Men, a lot of Wolverine stuff today, which is pretty much what I'm always on the hunt for, realistically, because, I mean, Wolverine is, my favorite character as much as everybody else's. You don't have to give some, disposition of, oh, I know it's cliche to like it. Like, bro, just like what you like. Like, Wolverine's the best, dude. I really found this cool Uncanny Juggernaut cover, too. Check this bad boy out. That thing's pretty sick, dude. Who stopped Juggernaut? Oh, actually, I'm gonna save the good one for last. I'll show you that Spider-Man booth haul as well. Here's the last one from local, besides the, the final one I'm gonna save for the end of the video, which I'm super excited about. It is considered near mint, but I'm not gonna take it out of the plastic and, investigate it myself and check the spine and all that jazz. It's not worth it to me. I'm just not gonna do it. This one is, I already got this one, but I really like the cover, so I just wanted another one. And that Spider-Man booth, a lot of people don't like Whatnot. And I try to explain to them, buying something from a shop owner on Whatnot is no different than going to their shop and buying it for a set price. It's just sometimes on Whatnot, you can actually get a really good deal on stuff. If you're the only one that bids on a $10 to $15 comic and the bid starts at $1, dude, I've lucked out a ton. Now, granted, yeah, you gotta pay tax and shipping. That would be, I guess, the downside to Whatnot, but I mean, it's still an opportunity to get a lot of comics that maybe you can get for cheaper if you get it on there, and you don't have to buy it from a dealer directly for a set price online. I don't know. I like Whatnot because it's fun to go on there and bid, first of all. I just get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And yeah, I mean, dude, it's no different than going into the people's shop themselves. Now, obviously, there are people who just flip comics and, sell it out of their house or whatever, and that's fine. A lot of them are still fair, and they're just going off market value. A lot of people get mad at resellers, and I mean, I don't get it. If somebody wants to buy comics and resell them, I mean, no one made you buy it. You don't have to get mad at it. It doesn't actually have any bearing on your life unless you let it. And a lot of times you can get a lot of really cool comics from those guys. I'm not a reseller at all. For me personally, if I bought a comic for $50 and in 5 years it's only worth $1, I honestly don't care because it's something I wanted and it doesn't matter, you know? When people talking about money wasted, like I've explained before, if you're on a budget or this, and that, it's like, you just probably shouldn't buy, you know, quote unquote silly stuff like comics or hobby stuff if you can't really, you know, afford to barely get by as is. Like, it's like you're not gonna die if you don't get hobby shit. I waste money on stupid shit all the time, but it's because I like it and I can afford it. It doesn't affect me. Like, I don't have to buy shit with the hope of reselling it down the line. You know, just from being in a blessed enough position and just working your whole life to make enough money where it's not a problem. But you know, I'll play the devil's advocate to myself. If you are a really hard worker and you know, life is life and everybody has different circumstances and shit, and this is the only joy you get out of life, it's your only vice, and you might spend your last extra dollar you got to get a comic that you want, then dude, I mean, that everybody has the right to live how they want too, so that's all good as well, man. My perspective on it is just you should never buy anything thinking you're gonna profit from it. That's just my opinion, and you don't have to listen to it. Okay, so this one I was super excited to get. I was on a bit of a Frank Miller hunt. The guy does have a Frank Miller one near mint, according to their shop, that was listed for a decent price, but he told me to come back because they do 25% off days. And he said, just get it then to save yourself some money. But then I spotted a Frank Miller 2 near mint in their shop, and he's got it listed for 70, which is whatever, but he still gave me the 25% off on it. So I got it for like 50 whatever bucks. Frank Miller, you know, the number 2 near mint, according to their shop. Of course, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and investigate it myself, but you know, I'm in the goal to get all the Frank Millers. So it's like, I see the slabbed ones, the slab 9.8 signed too, and it's just like, for me personally, obviously, like, I have CGCs, I like CGCs, it's cool to see the number, it's cool to protect the comic in the plastic, but when you're spending that much on comics, for me personally, I'm just as happy getting this out of the CGC as I would be getting it in the CGC. So, you know, that's just my personal opinion on that. I don't really care either way. I don't lose my mind over, you know, silly stuff like that. Just for me personally, I almost would rather have the older ones like this, but it is also really cool to see them in CGC. So, you know, this one was a big come up for me today. He actually had a box all the way in the back of Frank Miller stuff. So I don't know if he's like worried about people stealing it or what, but yeah, he went and got it from a secret area in the shop. So yeah, super cool, man. Super glad I have this one. You know, we'll get that Frank Miller one when the price is right. So yeah, that's the haul.